UFC Vegas 106, Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. These are going to be my full card predictions and breakdown. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe, and I'm excited for this card. I think there's going to be a couple solid fights and a few bangers. So let's jump into the first fight of the night. So first fight of the night, we got Luana Pinheiro versus Tisha Pennington, as I like to call it, Tisha Torres, because that's the OG name, but now she's married to Raquel. On this fight, I'm fucking going Tisha fucking Torres, all right? Tisha Torres, let's be real. Is Luana Pinheiro on a 3-fight losing streak? Yes, she is. She's on the 3-fight losing streak. She looks very mid in a lot of her fights. She likes using a kind of like a clinch-heavy style. She likes mixing up her combos at times. She's all right on the feet. Nothing that impressive about Luana Pinheiro, in my opinion. Tisha Pennington, I think she's going to be the faster, stronger fighter. I think she's going to be stringing up those combos very well, and I think she's going to be touching up Pinheiro on the feet. And overall, I just see Pennington being stronger than him. Than her. I don't see her being able. I don't see Pinheiro being able to get this fight to the ground. I think Pennington's takedown defense is pretty solid. She's decent up against the clinch, and Pinheiro, I only see her trying to hold Pennington against the cage, and if I'm being honest. But I think Tisha Pennington's going to get it done in this fight. I think she's going to probably get a decision win. So the odds on this, we got Tisha Torres. They didn't change her name. I told you. Tisha Torres is sticking. Tisha Pennington is sitting at the minus 350 favorite, and Luana Pinheiro is the plus 275. Pretty reasonable odds, but Tisha Torres, I think, should get it done. But obviously, you never know with these women MMA fights. They could go either way sometimes. But I think Tisha Pennington is going to be able to do enough to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got Hung Sung Park versus Carlos Hernandez. In this fight, I'm going Park, all right? I'm going the Asian sensation, or I should say Korean sensation. I think he's going to be able to get it done. I think his boxing is going to be a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner than Carlos Hernandez. Yes, Carlos Hernandez is solid on the feet. He does not fight any slouches. In his last few fights, we've only seen him fighting these up-and-coming prospects. He fights Tyara, where he got beat up. He got finished in that fight. Then he fought another undefeated up-and-coming fighter, Ray Saruya, where he lost the unanimous decision. And then he fought Niam Jarangali, Tumen Debarrel. I don't know, Tumen Dembarel, where he won the split decision. So Carlos Hernandez, very solid fighter. I am not downplaying his abilities, but in this fight, I think Carlos Hernandez is just going to stay one step behind of Hyung Sung Park. I think Park's going to be able to get the better of him on the feet. I think he's going to be able to touch him up with the straight punches. Carlos Hernandez is going to have his success at points, but I think Park will end up edging out the decision win, so I'm going Park to get it done. The odds on this, we got Park sitting at the minus 175 favorite, and Carlos Hernandez is the plus 150. I really see Park being able to get it done. Carlos Hernandez, yes, he's in this fight for sure. He's live to get the win, but in my opinion, I think Park's going to be able to get it done. So I'm going Park to get the win by decision. Next fight of the night, we got Denise Gomes versus Elise Reed. And in this fight, you can't really pick Elise Reed. You have to kind of go Denise Gomes to get the win here. Yes, at times we've seen Elise Reed in her last fight when she fought Jessica Penne. She looked beautiful. The jab was on point. The straight punches were touching up Penne on the feet. And in this fight, if she starts finding that jab, I will be worried, but I don't think she's going to be able to against Gomes. I think Gomes is going to use her strength, and she's going to be pushing Reed up against the cage and using the pressure-heavy style that she has. And I think she's going to be able to touch up Reed on the feet. Reed, she's all right. Like, she looked decent in her last fight, but the ones before that, when she lost to Lupita Godinez, she got touched up, man. She was getting dropped. Then she got submitted. And you just can't really pick Reed in this one, so I'm going to go Gomes. I think I'm going another decision here. I think Reed could just sit in there and eat the shots at Gomes and lose a decision. So I'm going to go Denise Gomes. I think she's got good pressure. She throws solid combos on the feet, and she gets wide at times, but I think Elise Reed is actually going to struggle with that. So I'm going Gomes to get the win here. The odds on this, we got Denise sitting at the minus 550 versus Ellis Reed sitting at the plus 400 underdog. That's what you got to do. The plus 500 is absolutely reasonable for Reed. She's kind of like a Hail Mary if you ever wanted to bet on that. Gomez should be able to get this fight done. Now, next fight of the night, we got Luana Santos versus Lisboa. And in this fight, this was hard for me. I couldn't figure out which way I wanted to go. This fight overall, I think, is going to be very close. Luana Santos, she's all right. She hasn't looked too great in her last few fights. She lost to Casey O'Neill, but she was able to beat Agapova. But I don't know. This fight I've been going back and forth on. Lisboa, very good kickboxer, has very solid strikes on the feet. She's even pretty solid on the ground, I would say. I think she's has pretty solid takedown defense. Luana Santos, I think, will be better on the ground. I think Santos is going to be able to get the better of Lisboa on the ground. I think on the feet is where Lisboa will be able to take her control of the fight and be able to touch her up. But I don't know. I'm going to go Santos. I think this fight's going to be really close. I'll lean Santos to get the win. I think she'll be able to use her grappling and get the fight to the ground. But, hey, Lisboa, respect to her. She's got some pretty good hands on her. She throws very fast kicks. And Luana Santos is also moving up for this fight. Normally she fights at 125, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she usually fights at 125, and she's coming up to fight Lisboa in this. So she is going to be the smaller fighter. So Lisboa could have the strength advantage even on the feet, so Santos might not be able to get her down. But I'm gonna go Santos to get the win here. I'm gonna say a decision win for Santos. Santos is sitting at the minus 160. Lisboa is the plus 140. But shit, this is a close fucking fight. This could go either way, I would say. Now, next fight of the night, we got Connor Matthews versus Yair DelValle. And in this fight, I'm going Valle. I'm going DelValle to get the win. I think he's going to be too much for Connor Matthews. Connor Matthews, he pulls back a lot. He throws one shot, pulls back, throws a few punches, pulls back. He's got all right takedowns, but I think his chin's going to be there to get hit. And I see DelValle touching him up on the feet. I think he's going to bust him up. I can see DelValle getting the KO in this one. So I'm going to go DelValle to get the finish over Connor Matthews. And Connor Matthews is going to pick up his third straight loss in a row. The odds on this fight, we got Connor Matthews is sitting at the plus 330 underdog. Yair DelValle is sitting at the minus 430. He's the big favorite in this, and I see him getting it done. He's coming off the win in the Contender Series against Pinheiro, who was a very tough opponent. And DelValle was able to get it done, and I see him being able to get it done in this one. Next fight, we got Jared Gordon versus Thiago Moisés. Jared Gordon, he likes putting the pressure on his opponents. He likes trying to drown them. He likes throwing flurry combinations. He likes keeping the punches coming at his opponents. Thiago Moisés, I would say, is more patient. And I would say he's more explosive and more athletic. I think he's going to have the faster strikes, the faster kicks. I like the way he throws those leg kicks. He'll be ripping those shots. And I see him hitting that on Jared Gordon. I think Jared Gordon is going to be getting hit with leg kicks a lot. So I'm going to go Thiago Moisés to get the win here. Jared Gordon, respect to him. He's got a chin on him. He eats some shots, but I could see Thiago Moisés landing a big punch on him and putting him out. So I'm going to go Thiago Moisés to get the win by a KO. Or TKO. Jared Gordon is coming off the loss to Hagparas, where he gave him a very good fight. He was in that fight. He was pressing the pace the whole time. He lost by split. And then Moisés is coming off the win against Trey Ogden. And then he lost to Klein. But Klein, very solid southpaw striker, fast kicks. But Thiago Moisés, I think, is going to be able to do enough to get it done against Jared Gordon in this one. The odds, we got Moisés is the minus 102, so these lines are pretty even. Jared Gordon, minus 118. I'm going to go Thiago Moisés to get it done. I think he's going to be faster, quicker, a little smoother on the feet, and I see him touching up Jared Gordon. Next fight of the night, we got Camilo versus Gabe Green. And Camilo was the fighter that we saw and looking for a fight. He's coming off the win against Nabotov, where I would say he looked very solid. His leg kicks were on point, and he was able to chop down Nabotov. He was landing some good punches on the feet. Gabe Green, who is going to be the bigger opponent. He's going to be the bigger fighter in this one, but he is dropping a lot of weight for this fight. Normally, he fights at welterweight at 170, and he's coming down to fight Camilo at 155. So I don't know. In my opinion, that weight cut might be a little much, but he is going to be the bigger man in there. But I think Camilo's going to be able to get it done. Gabe Green has not looked too well in his last few fights. Yes, he's fighting very solid opposition, but the way he comes forward is kind of like a very awkward, herky jerk type of style. He throws weird kicks and shit, and I don't see him being able to beat Camilo Green. I think Camilo Green. I don't see him being able to beat Camilo. I think Camilo is going to be the sharper, faster puncher. I think he's going to have more pop than Gabe Green. I think Gabe Green, he's going to be trying to use his wrestling because he will be the bigger man in there, but I think Camilo's going to be able to get it done. I think Camilo is going to be the better fighter in there. The odds on this, we got Camilo sitting at the minus 230 favorite, and Gabriel Green is the plus 195 underdog. But hey, you never know. Gabe Green, he's going to have the size on Camilo, so he could just grind him out on the clinch and just hold him up against the cage for the whole 3 rounds. But I don't see him doing that. I think Camilo's going to be able to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got Julian Erosa versus Melquizio Costa. And in this fight, I'm going Costa. I think Costa, he's got very solid striking. He's a good kickboxing, Muay Thai style. Julian Erosa, solid striker. He's very lengthy. He's going to be taller than Costa in this one. He's going to have the slight range advantage. But I see Costa being able to get it done. I think Costa's kicks are going to be too much. I think his punches and strikes are going to be too fast for Erosa. Erosa, he throws a decent uppercut throws a decent right uppercut. But I don't know if I'm going to be seeing that land on Costa. Julian Erosa, he's going to be trying to keep the fight at distance. Julian Erosa, he makes it a slight brawl in there. He's coming off the win against Darren Elkins. And before that, Christian Rodriguez. And before that, he beat Ricardo Ramos. But in this fight, I think Melquizio Costa is going to be able to get it done. Costa, he's been making a lot of improvements in his game. Both of these guys are on a 3-fight winning streak. But I think Costa is going to be the better fighter in there. Both of these fighters beat Christian Rodriguez. But I think Melquizio Costa is going to be the fighter in this one to get it done. The odds on this, we got Costa sitting at the minus 182 favorite. Julian Erosa is the plus 157. And I don't know. Julian Erosa, he's got good jiu-jitsu, decent ground game, but Costa as well has solid jiu-jitsu and solid ground game. So it's going to be a solid fight. I can see Costa just edging out the decision. I don't know. We could maybe see him get the finish over Erosa, but I'm going to go decision for Costa. Next fight of the night, we got Ruziboev versus Stoltzfus. And I'll tell you guys right now, Stoltzfus, on the feet, he reminds me of like how a grandfather would fight. He lifts that leg up. He's like this and shit. He's not impressive to me. Ruziboev, I think he's going to fucking knock his head off. I think we're going to see a first-round finish for Ruziboev. Ruziboev, yes, he got the loss to Buckley, and then he's coming off the win against Mick Konkio. And I don't know. He looked pretty solid there. He was able to fucking crack him and knock him out on the feet. And I think that's what he's going to do to Dustin Stoltzfus. I think Stoltzfus going down in this fight. I think he's going to get washed and cracked up on the feet in the first round. I see him going down fast. The odds on this, we got Stoltzfus sitting at the plus 241. And Ruziboev is sitting at the minus 281 favorite. And I like Ruziboev's style. I think he's going to be able to touch up Dustin Stoltzfus on the feet. Stoltzfus, yeah, he's got decent grappling, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to be able to use it too well against Ruziboev. And I see him get knocked out. Ruziboev get the win here. Next fight of the night, we got Sadiq Yusuff versus Marion Santos. And I know a lot of people are on Marion Santos. Yes, he won the Ultimate Fighter. And I'll tell you guys right now, I'm not super yes, he's 24 years old. So, like, yes, he is impressive. He won the fucking Ultimate Fighter. You can't not be impressed by him. But in my opinion, I think he tends to leave that chin a little bit up in the air. Yes, he's got good strikes. He's very fast. He throws a very nice jab. But I don't know. Sadiq Yusuff, yes, we know he's coming off of 2 losses. But the last loss was to Diego Lopez. And then he lost to Edson Barboza before that. But if you don't remember, in the first round, Sadiq Yusuff cracked up Edson Barboza on the feet. And I don't know. I think Sadiq Yusuff is going to be able to get it done in this fight. I'm going to go Sadiq to get it done. I don't know. I see him being able to touch up Santos on the feet. Santos, he's very solid. He's going to be touching up Sadiq too. But I don't know. I think Sadiq Yusuff is going to be able to catch him with some type of overhand shot. I think Santos leaves that chin to get hit. He puts it up in the air at times. And I'm going Sadiq Yusuff to get it done. The odds on this, we got Santos is the -143 favorite. Yusuff is the +123 underdog. And I think Yusuff's going to be able to get it done. Next fight of the night, we're on the co-main event. We got Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. And right here, we're looking at Paul Craig. He's got 3 losses in a row. He lost to Bo Nickel, who just got exposed by De Ritter. And he was getting touched up by Bo Nickel on the feet. Paul Craig, in this fight, I think he's going to get ran over by Bellato. I think Bellato's going to fucking come out there like a fucking mule. He's going to come out there swinging huge shots, and I see him putting Paul Craig on his ass, all right? I think he's going to be fucking landing hammers on Paul Craig, and I don't see Paul Craig getting past the second round. I'm going Bellato to get the win here. The odds, we got Bellato is sitting at the -550 favorite, and Paul Craig is the +400 underdog. Yeah, bro. Bellato's going to fucking walk through Paul Craig. It's going to be an easy fight for Bellato. I think he's going to fucking come in there like a train and run over Paul Craig. I'm going Bellato to get the win by a finish. Next fight of the night, we're on the main event. We got Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. So, we got the up-and-coming prospect, Michael Morales, versus the OG Gilbert Burns, who's been around a long time and is on the, I don't know, I guess the slight downwind of his career, I would say. He's probably going to turn into a gatekeeper very soon, and which he kind of already is. But he is coming off the loss against Sean Brady, and then before that, he lost to Jack Della, who just won the belt. And before that, he lost to Bilal Muhammad, who just lost the belt. So, he's fighting top guys. And then we got Michael Morales, who's coming off the win against Neil Magny, where he was able to finish him. But in this fight, I think Michael Morales is going to be able to fucking knock out Gilbert Burns. Morales, he's going to have the big reach advantage at 79 reach versus the 71-inch reach. So he's going to have the 8-inch reach advantage. He's going to have the slight height advantage on Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns, I see him just chain wrestling in this fight. I don't think he's going to want to sit on the feet too long with Michael Morales. But I don't know. I think Morales is going to be able to stop those takedowns at Gilbert Burns. So this is going to be a good test for Morales. If he wins this fight, he's entered the top guys. So Michael Morales, I think, is going to be able to get it done. He's 25 years old versus the 38-year-old Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns, obviously, you can't fully doubt him. He's been in there with the best, so you never know. He could come out there and somehow grind out a decision win, but I don't see that happening. I think Michael Morales is going to be able to catch him and crack him on the feet. So I'm going Michael Morales to get the win by a finish. The odds, we got Gilbert Burns is the +570 underdog, and Morales is the -820. So pretty confident in Morales to be able to get it done. I think he's going to be able to KO Gilbert Burns, and sadly, I think this is the end of Gilbert Burns. We'll still see him around. He'll be the gatekeeper. He'll almost turn into a Neil Magny, all right? And, yeah, Michael Morales should be able to get it done. I see him getting the KO in this one. So those are my predictions for UFC Vegas 106, Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. And let me know what you guys think of my picks. Let me know what you guys think of this card as a whole. And make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.